Stop-and-Frisk is a controversial policing practice that rose to prominence in New York City, which supporters say saves lives by getting weapons off the streets, but critics say unfairly targets minorities. Under the policy, police can temporarily detain, search or question civilians or suspects for weapons. It was created out of the 1968 Supreme Court case Terry v. Ohio. Terry argued the random searching must comply with the Fourth Amendment, which means police in NYC must have reasonable doubt a crime is being or may be committed, according to Cornell Law School. The landmark case found that the Fourth Amendment is not violated when a police officer stops a suspect on the street and frisks them without probable cause. In 2011, the NYPD stopped 685,724 people with an overwhelming 88% deemed innocent. Backers of the policy say it is an effective way to deter crime, which dropped roughly 80% since the Giuliani administration enacted Stop, Question, and Frisk in the mid-90s. Stop-and-Frisk is a good policy tool that should be used for the purposes that it was intended, said Jumaane Williams, who represented the 45th District in Brooklyn. What I think is happening now is that it's being abused in specific communities, specifically Black and Latino communities. Critics argue the price of living in a city where police can search you at any time for any reason is too high. Former NYPD Commissioner Kelly says he believes that the large number of stop and frisk prevents crime, but the data really doesn't support that, said Dolores Jones Brown, professor and director of the Center on Race, Crime, and Justice at John Jay College in New York. The overwhelming problem with stop and frisk is that many of the people stopped are innocent. A report by Jones Brown called Stop, Question and Frisk Policing Practices in New York City, a primer, charged that policy unjustly targeted minorities and low-income areas. It found that between 2003 and 2009, and a majority of the people stopped were either Black or Hispanic. The study also concludes that while young Black and Latino men account for only 4.7% of New York City's population, they accounted for more than 40% of all stops in the city. I was coming home from the laundromat and I was stopped by the police officer, asking me, "Let me see your ID. Where are you from? Do you live around here?" said Chris Bilal, an artist and writer. "I feel guilty all the time," he added. "I feel like I'm being watched and targeted all the time." A report by the New York Civil Liberties Union found that of 56% of the stops that resulted in a search, only 1.9% of those searched were found with a weapon. President candidate Michael Bloomberg appeared to apologize and distance himself for the long-standing strategy he embraced as NYC mayor from 2002 to 2013 that disproportionately impacted people of color. Fox News' Perry Chiramonte and the Associated Press contributed to the report.